Hey ho everybody, how's everybody going on? Welcome back to where I left off. I think I was talking about the fuselage and sanding. Well, I had some time to myself. I actually got some me time today for a few minutes in between taking care of the laundry and sorts. Okay, so I got the wings glued on and I got the tail glued on the kit. In case anybody wonders, the cowling's actually just dry. It's just not so much dry fit, it's just put on for now. Interior's been sprayed. I think I showed you that last time. Not so sure. Used the same interior green. I may clean up rim the inside a little bit with some lacquer thinner to clear out any primer or paint. This way you get a good grip for the glue. Here's in here. Engine will be installed in there. As for the wings themselves, they were just slab-sided, which was easy to glue in, so the alignment was a problem. Tail fin, same thing with the tail. Tail fin, tail, I don't care. Same thing with the tail, no problems. It was a little bit more difficult, but once I got everything aligned, it worked out nicely. Well, as for everything else, two things I'm going to point out. One, this is a reason why I use a primer. If you notice, two different colored plastics on this bird over here, like the flaps on the underside and the tail and the tail rudder. And two, I didn't realize how big the Hellcat was. I mean, this is a big kit. I shouldn't say kit. It's a big plane. I didn't realize how big this beast was. I thought it was a little bit smaller than that. I guess I could be wrong on it. Pardon me for a moment. Let me get this cowling dry fit back on. There. I hope it's on. Sorry about the camera. Unfortunately, I am left-handed, so operating right-handed is rather difficult at best for me. But this is how big it is. Now, I got a pretty large hand. If you have, depending on the size of gloves, I'd say we use vinyl gloves, for example. My hands are about a large, and if you see the size of the vinyl gloves, the rubber gloves, latex, I don't know, whatever you use. Look at the size of this plane. Now, the plane in real life must have been pretty damn big. I mean, I knew it was big, but I didn't realize how big it was. And the wing is actually larger than a Corsair one. The F4U Corsair that Vought built during World War II. That's pretty big. I mean, I didn't realize that. Touched up on the interior, of course. I'll be covering that. Matter of fact, here's the canopy. The windscreen is somewhere. Probably hiding, or oh, there it is. I find it eventually. Here's the windscreen. I try to do this every so often, otherwise I hand brush. First things first, I spray the interior color, which is, in this case, this is interior green. Matter of fact, here is the windscreen itself. And then I'll follow it up with spraying of whatever color the fuselage is. In this case, it'll be gloss sea blue, which I've shown you last time. As for the landing gear, the landing gear is a little complicated. I had to glue the pieces for the scissors part, then I had to glue the rest of the struts and whatever else. But other than that, the landing gear is actually pretty easy. Matter of fact, as long as you read the instructions, they're very, very easy to follow. Here's the wheels. I haven't done anything with them yet. I'm still up in the air on whether or not I should sand them down. I shouldn't say sand them down. Well, who am I kidding? Sanding them down. Yeah, okay. Don't mind me. It's Friday night. It's been a long day, and me and my wife just put her son down. He finally fell asleep after a 1 hour battle of don't want to sleep. There's landing gear there. There's the gear door. Anyway, so I'm still up in the air whether to use some sheet styrene to widen the tires. I might not, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. I may do that tomorrow, or next day, whatever day I get a chance on. As for the rest of the clear parts, whatever I don't use, I will be saving, particularly the front windscreen and the side glasses. I also have a couple other parts that I won't be using, or will be using, depending. Otherwise, everything else is pretty good. Like I said, the extent of most I got is landing gear doors and the wheels. And I'll save the other part for another day. I'll be saving the bombs and rockets too. I'm still up in the area about using the rockets, although I'm probably not going to, since I'm building a paper doll from Lieutenant Carl Brown. Speaking of paper doll, we'll not go any further than this. And here we are. I stuck the... Now, I mentioned a couple weeks back I stuck the decals on a window as long as there's direct sunlight. The reason I did that was this direct sunlight will actually bleach out the yellow out of the decals. Well, the decals weren't that bad in the yellowing department. You can tell by the stars and bars. Matter of fact, here is the rest. However, I am concerned that they might be a little brittle, so I'll be using liquid decal film. Pardon me for a moment. Which is somewhere in here. Yes, there it is. Which I will be using right here. About 1 or 2 coats at most. I use this on occasion because it's very handy, and I don't like using a printer, and I don't have a printer right now, but I don't like using a printer or paint shop or Paint Pro or wherever else. It drives me nuts. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to be artistic back in the day, but not so much anymore. Excuse me. I'll probably be using stenciling in the process with this, but this would be one of two Hellcats that are going to have the mouth on them. Like I said, this one was flown by Lieutenant Carl Brown, I think. Well, at least this one I'm building. And he had 3 kills right there, as you can see if I can get my finger. There we go. Right there, number 7. There's teeth. These I will be ignoring. As for everything else, I'll be using the stars and bars. Won't be needing that, but I may be using that for the propeller. Matter of fact, if you saw in the box, propeller right here, it's been primed. I haven't painted it yet. Once again, show you the engine just for a little bit of giggles. And here's the old decal sheet that shows. If you noticed, on the actual decals they show you that, but they don't show you the insignia blue. Matter of fact, bottom one. That's what I will be doing. It says it's a 3, but I also read it's an F6F-5. I mean, I don't know. Either way, I'm building it anyway. But otherwise, like I said, I didn't realize how big this was, but looks cool. I'll have to do some odds and ends, clean up any mess, and then I'll be priming and eventually painting. That's the extent of what I got done so far. I mean, I'm just heading into the home stretch and just wasting time with this thing, because I shouldn't say wasting time. I've been too busy just focused on everything else. So whenever I can get in the basement and work on what I got to work on, I do in increments, and that's what I do. And eventually, you'll see more as I'm going along. So this is what I have for now. I will keep everybody posting. Sorry about the babbling, and take it easy. Have a good one.